This is the Stay Healthy Experience. I'm Robert Ferguson, joined by my co-hosts, Barbara Kris and Daniel Baldwin, who's not here again.
Yes.
He's always traveling, doing movies.
Yeah, he's just enjoying life.
I mean, what's up with this guy?
Right.
He's on private planes.
Well, his name is D Money.
Okay, well,
so there you go.
Well, D Money's going to miss out because he's over the age of 50. And I had made a comment about, there's a huge difference in losing weight when you're 20 compared to losing weight when you're 50.
And you're over 50.
And we're going to talk about that today, and we're going to give people some nuggets, some things that they can do, Barbara. Because, you're how old? 54, 55?
What? 25. No, I am 46, and I am getting close to 47.
All right.
But I told you what my goal is, right?
No, what is your goal?
My goal? It's kind of like I told you, a superficial goal.
Oh, okay, so like for your birthday coming up, you're
Yes.
leaning out.
Yes.
Are you going to do a photo shoot? Because we know you like to do those.
I don't know. I might, but it's not for that. Just for me. It's just
Okay.
I just want to do that.
Now, obviously, you know a lot, and you coach people, and you help people. But let's have a conversation about this that would help people.
Yeah.
Right? So sometimes I need you to play the role of the person at home that has no
Okay.
idea, right?
Got it.
So when you first hear, or maybe you've heard people talking about this, when you mention, man, weight loss over 50 is just hard. It's not working the way it used to. You ever hear people have those conversations?
All the time. I mean, I would say even people talking about that at 30 and 40, like they're thinking about, gosh, I used to never have to worry about what I ate or what I did. And now at 35 or 40, 50, obviously, totally different.
Well, I was interviewed recently, which
Yeah.
I gave my response to this reporter.
Right.
And before I did that, I shared my answers with you. And I want to go through what I shared with them
Yeah.
as talking points for people at home who are over 50. But let's just be very clear up front.
Okay.
The way you lost weight at 30 or even 40 does not work the exact same when you're 50, 60, and 70.
For sure.
Now, before we go into like why that is,
Okay.
I want to encourage people to drink more water. Because when you hit 60, 70, 80, we know this through studies, analysis, all the research has come back that a lot of people as they mature in life aren't thirsty. They're not eager to go and drink water. And what many of these people aren't aware of is that water helps with fat loss. Water helps with so many things. It helps with eliminating toxins.
Right.
As you're losing weight, it helps you not fall prey to maybe being misdiagnosed with dementia.
Yeah.
Drink water. And unfortunately, you have a lot of seniors that will feel tired in the afternoon. They need to take a nap.
Right.
But they don't realize it's because they're dehydrated.
Yeah. It helps with your skin, too. It does great things for your
Right.
skin. Yeah.
But if you're taking naps, it's time to like drink more water.
Have a drink.
And a lot of people don't have a desire for water. So things they could be drinking.
Right.
A lot of seniors like coffee. And if you're drinking coffee on a regular, it's not so much of a diuretic.
Right.
If you drink it regularly.
Yeah.
A lot of times they drink tea.
I was going to say tea.
Cold tea, hot tea.
Right.
Make sure it's unsweetened if all possible.
Right.
That contributes toward your overall water intake. And then if you are still having a tough time, eat melon.
Yeah.
Watermelon.
It's got high water content.
High water content. Pears, apples, cucumbers are primarily.
That's a good one.
That's all water.
Right.
And so you're getting the water through the food.
Right.
And you're still getting vitamins and minerals. And
Right.
all these things are going to help you thrive.
Exactly.
Okay. So
water.
Water is our friend.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, the first thing I want to share is a couple little studies. So
Okay.
let me grab from my phone. And I'm just going to read it because I don't want to misquote anything. It says, I opened up by saying that, if a person is 40 and they're doing everything right to lose weight.
Yes.
And they lose weight. Then they get to 50, they gain some of that weight back. And they go, I'm just going to do what I did at 40.
Right.
They could pull out their journal. They could pull out the routines that they did. And then it's not going to work.
It's not going to work the same.
It is not going to work the same.
Right.
And I've seen this for years. Even if someone is 40 or 30, 20.
Right.
And they lose weight one way. If they gain the weight back and they do the exact same thing to lose the weight, it won't work the exact same.
Right.
because your body is different.
I was going to say your body's changed since then.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you got to work with
What
the
you
body
got.
you're working with.
Got to work with what you got.
And this goes back to the power of like the BFI app.
Yeah.
The app is going to tell you what your body composition is. So you're going to know what my body fat is, what my lean mass is.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not going in the right direction, then I can make some changes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you keep making changes
Right.
to get the results you want.
Exactly. Yeah.
And to help my mom get this,
Mm-hmm.
I said, Mom, there's always going to be room for change. Okay. Modifications.
Mm-hmm.
Always. You're never going to be 100%
Exactly.
like, on track.
Right.
And it always works out perfectly
Like
every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she wasn't getting it. So I said, Mom, I heard this from Tony Robbins years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You get on the plane in Los Angeles and you're going to fly to Hawaii, regardless of the island. The pilot is constantly making adjustments.
Yeah.
You're not 100. It's not just go up in your straight line.
Right.
You're constantly dealing with the environment.
Right.
Everything's changing, gas, speed. Sometimes you got to do a little detour. And that's what the BFI app does for people.
Right.
Because the ultimate goal, no matter what your age is to keep your muscle and to get rid of your fat.
Drop the excess fat. Yes.
So that's the first hard thing for people to get. Okay. So one of the reasons.
Why? Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
It says after the age of 40, the amount of calories our body burns decreases by an average 2 to 3% every 10 years.
Every 10.
And according to the American College of Sports Medicine, people experience a 5 to 10% loss of lean muscle tissue after turning 50 years of age. Okay, 5 to 10%.
Yeah.
Simply put, when you lose muscle mass, your metabolism does slow.
Right.
So people, when we talk about when you lose mass, that means that you're not burning as many calories as you did when you had that mass.
Exactly. So it's all connected. It's all works together.
But if you only step on the scale,
you never know.
then you're really going to throw yourself crazy.
For sure.
And you're going to start thinking that the reason you can't lose weight is for a whole bunch of crazy reasons.
I mean, exactly. I've heard and I'm sure, and you've heard even more, just crazy stories about stuff like that. People just obsessing about the scale, about their weight on the scale and having no idea about the quality.
They're not set up to be successful.
Yeah.
They're set up to lose. So we're going to talk about metabolism.
Okay.
So that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Now, I want to share with you guys a study. It says lifting weights with the goal of increasing muscle mass is a surefire way to boost your metabolism.
Right.
In one study, it was revealed that performing resistance training for as little as 40 minutes twice a week increased muscle gain for young adults, for middle-aged adults, and for mature adults.
That's great.
So that says that everyone can increase their lean muscle mass.
Yep.
To get off to a great start, I said to the reporter, establish a baseline body fat percentage and then use that as a reference point to monitor your body composition over time.
Yeah,
So,
I love that. And it's funny too, because as a woman, I've heard this from a lot of other women about they think that lifting weights is going to make them bulky. I mean, I'm sure you've heard that so many times, and it's so not true.
And it's so interesting.
So not true.
Even in the report that I sent over to you, I kept thinking about adding that. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to add that.
Like, you don't want to even entertain it, you know?
Well, it would be helpful to entertain it because there are women who are afraid to lift weights because they think they're going to get big and bulky. Because they associate lifting weights with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, yes, exactly.
And bodybuilders.
Like extreme, athletes like that. Yeah.
Right. And then when they do lift weights, they try to stay away from heavy weights.
Yes.
And instead go with lighter weights, more like an endurance, like a boot camp.
Yeah.
Group fitness class, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. But we're talking about, you can build muscle with light weights.
You can.
But you get better outcomes with heavier weights. Ooh.
Just throw some weight around.
So we're going to throw some weight. But twice a week for 40 minutes at a time, hitting the weights can change your whole
That
world.
is like so doable.
Now, when you lift weights, aside from lifting weights to keep your muscle or to increase it, what are some of the other benefits you get from lifting weights?
For me?
Yes.
I mean, I feel like I have great improved energy. I just feel so much better. I mean, so definitely my energy, mood. My mood for sure. I think it helps, mood and confidence, definitely. And I just think just keeping my body moving, because I will stretch too. It just makes me feel like a well-oiled machine. And I want to feel like that as long as I can, you know.
Now, have you been tested for osteoporosis yet?
I have not.
Okay. Mm-mm. Well, the recommendation for you, because as a woman gets leaner,
right,
the likelihood of experiencing osteoporosis is higher. And the reason for that is because of loss of bone density.
Bone density, yeah.
Well, a loss of bone density is 100%, it correlates with the loss of lean muscle mass.
Right.
So as you lose muscle, you become more prone to osteoporosis.
Right.
Now you're getting a little bit more mature in life.
Yep.
Now we're talking about hip fractures.
Yeah.
We're talking about like hurting yourself, breaking bones, not having the same balance when you get in and out of the shower. I mean, a whole bunch can change.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So lifting is good.
It is good.
So the tip that I want to provide you guys when it comes to lifting weights is don't go on YouTube and find a workout and just assume this person, they're good to go. Don't just walk into a group class saying, okay, they're lifting weights in there, I'm going to do that.
Start slinging stuff, yeah.
Because that's different than how you can maximize. So if someone wants to maximize their ability to improve their lean mass, dropping their body fat, I recommend they get with a certified personal trainer.
Yeah.
Tell them what they want. And then get on a program where they're doing it.
Right.
But then become what they call a prosumer. You know what that is?
A prosumer?
Yes.
No, I'm just going to guess. So I'll let you tell me.
Okay, you can guess if you want.
A prosumer? I don't know, like being proactive with what you
what
you get.
I like asking you questions because sometimes you're like, you want to know the answer.
I know. I don't want to give in.
It bothers you when you don't know the answer.
It totally bothers me. Like, I need to know. I guess I'm thinking, okay, so I could be totally wrong, but I'm thinking consumer, right? You just receive whatever's given to you. Or as a prosumer, like you're more proactive with what you get.
Nice.
Not even close?
No. So think of the word pro as for professional.
Professional. Okay.
Professional consumer.
Ah.
A professional consumer is an educated person, a person who, like April, who we both know.
Right. Yeah.
So April, when I met her years ago, she was for sure a prosumer.
Prosumer.
And the reason why I call her prosumer or pro consumer is because she wanted to go get certified to become a personal trainer, not to have a profession, but to know what the trainer knows so she can apply it to herself.
Ooh.
And that's
Smart.
what a prosumer is.
That's an empowered woman right there.
And there's a lot of prosumers. Like they'll go, like I've had people who have battled with their weight for years, and then they connect with me and they want to become a diet-free life coach, not to go and start a new career, have a business coaching people, but they wanted the knowledge for themselves.
Right. They just, they wanted to empower themselves with that.
Because then you don't got to rely on the fact that, okay, is this trainer really, does they know their stuff?
Right. Yeah.
And to alleviate if they know their stuff or not, that's when it goes back to the BFI app. Because if you're able to track and see if you're making progress toward your ultimate goal,
right,
then you can go back to the trainer and say, hey, this last time I dropped 3 pounds and 2.5 of those pounds came from fat.
Right.
And a half pound I lost, or let's change that.
Right.
2.5 pounds come from muscle.
Okay.
And a half pound from fat.
From fat.
Aren't we supposed to be losing more fat than muscle?
That? Yeah.
Now, that sarcastic question, they're going to go, yes, let's make some changes.
Right. So in a way, the answer I gave you is actually right. Just easy.
Well, it could be. You could twist it. Yes. You could twist things all kind of ways.
Totally.
To
but
make
no,
it
that is a good point. So yeah, they're just being, they're educated, right? So they can make the educated guess.
Yes.
With respect to or educated decisions with respect to their health.
Yes.
Yes.
So here's a take home for you guys who are over 50 and you now want to maximize your metabolism.
Yeah.
Right. So in order to build lean muscle mass, we know there's no concern that you're going to gain all this muscle.
Right.
But we want to get rid of some body fat. There's 2 ways of performing resistance training. Right. You have, like, let's say you go to a boot camp or a fit camp, and they got, lighter weights, 5 pound, 8 pound dumbbells.
Right.
And
So
they're like doing a lot of different exercises.
like
you're lifting over the head. Yeah. So the volume's there.
Right.
You can build lean muscle tissue working out like that. And there's many studies that demonstrate that.
Okay.
But if you said, Robert, I want to maximize, and I used to use this with my clients all the time. I would say there's a lot of ways to get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
But there's ways to maximize.
Right.
So if you want to maximize, let's do this.
Right. Let's do this more efficiently.
Or we can go the other way.
Yeah.
So if I was working with you, well, how would you respond if I said, do you want to maximize or just kind of,
go the scenic route?
Yeah, take the scenic route.
I'd want to maximize.
Most people do.
Yeah, of course.
So when you're lifting weights to maximize, you want to go heavier. You want to work that muscle to failure, right?
Yeah.
And so it gets into like the repetitions.
Yes.
So when you're performing an exercise, leg press or something like that, you want to get to a place.
Right.
So here are my words, everybody. Get to a place.
Yes.
Because when you first start, your body's not conditioned to perform that much weight.
Right.
Without hurting yourself.
I'm glad you're saying that.
So you build up.
Right.
And so as you get more condition, eventually you get to being able to lift enough weight to where you can perform 8 to 12 repetitions.
Right.
Which means when it's time to perform that 13th rep.
Right.
There's a question mark there.
Right. You feel like you can't. You're pushing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be going to failure.
Right. And I'm glad you said that, because a lot of times people will ask me, well, what do you lift and how many reps do you do? And it's so personal, right? So because what I can do versus what someone else can do, especially if they're just starting, is totally different. So if I told them the weight that I lift, I mean, they'd be like, there's no way.
They'll
so then,
get discouraged.
Yeah. And they're thinking that, oh, well, then weightlifting isn't for me.
Right.
Right. So.
And the sad part, it's kind of like in the world of oncologists, right? You have, let's say there's 30 million, I'm just throwing out some numbers.
Right.
Let's say 30 million, I think it's more like 15 million cancer survivors.
Okay.
Then you have, let's say, 30,000 oncologists.
Wow.
Well, we don't have enough oncologists to really be able to give these cancer survivors the support and guidance that will help them maximize.
Yeah.
In the area of fitness, it's the same. Look at all the women. Look at your mom. Look at my mom. Look at our aunts. Look at all the people that we know that are over 50 and haven't really exercised or learned how to lift weights. Who's going to get them started?
Right. Hey, I have a correction though. My mom, she did start lifting.
Oh, nice.
She did. It's been like, I think like 3 or 4 years.
And where does she go to, a gym?
She goes to like a little private, like a private gym.
Okay.
Yeah. And she works with a trainer, which I told her, it's like, you need to work with a trainer, someone who can literally guide you through the exercises, because she can get.
Now, have you ever lifted with your mom?
I have not.
So that's your homework. I want you to go work out with her.
All right.
Or go and watch her. Say, Mom, I want to stop by and maybe we can grab breakfast after your workout.
Okay.
And just watch a little bit.
Okay.
And then you'll see, is that trainer training her?
I should, yeah.
To get the outcomes we're talking about?
Right. Be like this.
Or is she just more active? Which is also a good thing.
Right.
Because you could just be more active, and that's fine.
Yeah, so I definitely will check it out. From what she was sharing with me, though, it sounds like that he has her doing some really good, exercises, doing squats and, all kinds of good stuff.
Okay, well, you go find out.
I'm going to go find out.
You let us know.
Yeah, so I will report back.
Okay, so the first principle that we're going to share 3 principles today.
All right, let's hear it.
To help people is 1, give your metabolism a makeover.
Okay.
And you do that by becoming active.
Yep.
Lifting some weights. Okay. That's number 1. At least be aware of your body composition.
Right.
And
find that out.
Keep a close eye on it.
Find that out. Track it.
Okay. Number 2, the principle is menopause and testosterone.
Hormones.
Now, research has shown that women gain 1 to 1.5 pounds per year after the age of 50.
Okay.
This is largely due to muscle loss and menopause. Now, reduced levels of testosterone for both men and women can hinder weight loss. Equally for women, a lack of estrogen can negatively affect how your body burns and stores fat.
Right.
So, what can you do to counteract what may be a biological interference to managing your weight? The answer is reduce your body fat levels and increase your lean muscle mass by implementing some positive lifestyle changes. This also includes to make sure you're hydrated, make sure you're getting 7-8 hours of sleep.
Sleeping.
Which can be challenging because if you're perimenopause, right? You got these hot flashes, that's messing with your sleep.
Yeah.
You got some mood shifts that are taking place, that's messing with your sleep. Stress is taken away from your positive outlook on life.
Oh, yeah.
All of these things can interfere with your ability to lose weight after 50.
Right.
But if you're lifting weights, and I've said this for years, but I'm telling you, I had a client who was postmenopausal.
Yeah.
She goes, Robert, nothing I do is working. So she discovered my infomercial on TV. She started following it.
Yeah.
I connected with her. She became more active. So now her body's conditioned.
Okay.
And then I got her to start lifting weights.
And she had never lifted weights
She had
before?
never lifted weights this way.
Okay.
Because I had her going in and, going heavy.
Slinging.
Yeah. I mean, throwing down.
Yeah.
But when a person is going through the menopause part of their life, I would say this is like the number one recommended prescription tool I would give people.
Absolutely.
Hit the weights.
Yep.
Now, it's nice to be active.
Yeah.
I'm not putting down walking.
No.
But weightlifting is your friend.
Right. I mean, you just mix it up.
Right.
You mix it all up. You keep it fun, but you do have to throw some weightlifting in there. You really do.
Now, hey, you've heard of like HGH, right?
Yeah.
Hormone growth, right?
Yeah, the human.
Well, there's natural ways to stimulate that. Sleep is one.
Sleep.
Are you getting 7-8 hours?
Enough
So
rest.
Again, and that plays a role and is connected to testosterone levels, right?
Right.
So if testosterone levels are lower just because we mature in life, what can I do to stimulate it?
Right.
Aside from going for hormonal replacement.
Right.
Or hormonal therapy.
What can we do naturally?
Hit the weights. Get the sleep. Stay hydrated.
Like all the stuff that we know anyway, right?
Eat the way we're talking about eating.
Yes.
All the things that everybody's already aware of.
Yeah. It just seems like some people think it's just seems too simple.
And that's the same as what we teach people with nutrition.
Exactly.
They expect it to be difficult.
Right.
So we have that one.
Okay, we got it.
And we could talk more about that, but again, a lot of things are in our control.
Yes,
right?
That is so true. It really is. These are all things we could literally do today.
The challenge is that people don't have a good place to go to get it. See, that's why like you're going to hear me become more and more passionate about our diet-free life coaches.
Yeah.
Is because they're equipped with the knowledge to help people with nutrition.
Very true.
They're equipped to help that woman that's 55 dealing with this. And you now have this accountability of meeting with someone.
Yeah.
That's going to help you along the way.
Very true.
I mean,
very
major
true,
opportunity here.
It is. And I think when you see people who have just a little bit of information, that's usually a disservice too, right? Because they're just trying to sort of like feel their way through things, as opposed to if they just take in the time and maybe use some resources to really invest in meeting with a professional to set them straight, meeting with, let's say, a diet-free life coach, with a personal trainer, set them straight. They would have saved so much time and resources by doing that at the start.
But that's unfortunately that's not the way the world works.
I know.
Right? That's being proactive, unless we do something like we've done with car insurance.
Right.
At one time it was up to you if you wanted to get it. Now it's the law.
Right.
So if you want to drive,
you gotta
get that car insurance.
Well, shoot, with all the healthcare expenses, and costs, might even get to that point, right?
Well, I mean, there's a part of me that says make it possible for a person to get with someone who can put them on the right track.
Yeah.
That would be ideal.
Right.
Now, the third principle, actually, I like the way I titled this.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Okay.
Wait,
third
actually,
principle.
didn't I title that?
No, I changed it back to, it says eat a little less.
Eat a little less.
And move more.
Yeah. Okay.
When you hear eat less, a lot of times people go, oh, I think that's not what they want.
Right.
But that's what you're thinking right now before I explain it. I'm talking to the people at home.
Yeah.
Is not what it is. So hear me out on this.
Okay.
Years ago, when Jack LaLanne was 88 years old, I remember being in his house, and I spent the whole day and evening with he and his wife, Elaine.
Yeah.
And on this day, a lot was accomplished. And one of the things that I consider an accomplishment is I said, Jack, what is different with managing your weight at 88 compared to various stages of your life, 50, 40, 30.
Yeah.
And without delay, he had an answer.
What did
he
say?
says, Robert, everything can basically be the same. If you eat steak, you can still eat steak.
Yeah.
But instead of, say, 12 ounces, maybe you're eating 4 or 5 ounces.
Right.
Instead of eating a potato that's huge, you cut it down a little bit.
Yeah.
So you eat a little less if you want to lose weight as you mature in life.
Right.
Or maximize your management of your weight.
Right. Mm-hmm.
He goes, I'm still active, which I saw him do an amazing workout. He loved to swim.
And how old was he? 88?
88 at the time.
At that time.
I watched him do a hardcore workout, and I watched him swim for like 45 minutes, like hardcore.
That's awesome.
And if you go back in time, Jack was the guy that used to pull the boats across like Alcatraz.
Yeah.
And he used to do these amazing fitness stunts.
My mom was such a fan.
So he lived it out.
Yeah.
I mean, he died natural causes basically at 96 years of age and was well on his way.
Wow.
At 94, 95, I saw him for the last time I saw him in person. I'll never forget him jumping in his Corvette and just putting the shades on like true Hollywood and just taking off.
At 94?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah. There was nothing slow about Jack.
That is awesome. Oh, that's a great story.
But with what we do with Diet Free Life methodology is exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Our fat burning meals and fat burning snacks already do the work.
Exactly.
So the weight can come off after 50.
Yeah.
But again, the way you're going to achieve that is not the same way you achieve it at 20, 30, 40.
For sure.
And what you do at 50 is going to probably be a little different at 60. So you're going to modify. And you would notice all of this if you were monitoring
along the way
your body fat percentage.
Yeah.
Because the body does change. I mean, look at Arnold. He doesn't look the same.
Right.
But to manage his weight, he has to do some things differently.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, if you didn't know it, Arnold was a huge promoter, endorser of meat consumption back in the day.
Yeah.
Now he's a producer on, documentaries on, plant-based ways of eating.
Right.
So
things change.
We change. And the people who don't want to change, well, unfortunately, you may not put yourself in a position to maximize your best life.
Right. It's like you're saying, it's not this quest for perfection or anything. It's just progress. You're just making progress every day, just getting better every day.
Every day.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting because a lot of times when you think of fitness, especially when you're younger, it is kind of like you're going for this ideal physique, this idea of perfection. And as we get smarter, hopefully as we age, you realize it's more just living healthy, just getting better and staying healthy as long as we can.
Right.
Because like the reason why I exercise now, I mean, I love to exercise for so many reasons, but I'm exercising because I know it's helping me down the line. Like you can't talk me out of that.
Plus you like how it feels.
For sure.
So when you're exercising and you get that endorphin push, right? Or that rush, that runner's high.
Yes.
You like that.
Yeah, I'm like hooked on that.
So like for me, I literally don't exercise to look a certain way.
Right.
I mean, I really don't. But I do exercise as a priority because of how I'm going to feel.
Yep.
And as I was sharing with you, I've had major challenges with my back.
Yeah.
And when I'm not exercising frequently, then it gets worse. I have major discomfort in the bed and all. I mean, just horrible. But when I'm consistent with my exercise, man, I sleep better.
For sure.
Everything is better.
It is. It is.
So, and then as a side benefit,
yeah,
could be like from an aesthetic standpoint.
Yeah.
So I know as we do more TV in the coming year, I do better, about 10 pounds leaner than what I am now.
Right.
At this very moment.
Yeah.
I like the way I look on TV. I like the way my clothes fit.
Yes.
So I'm actually doing that as we speak.
Right.
I'm dropping 10 pounds of body fat, Barbara.
That's right. But I'm with you on that. Like it's definitely a shift. I mean, you're right. That's a side benefit. I'm aware of that. I when my body's when I'm a little bit lighter too, I feel like my clothes fit a little bit different and better. But I think for me, and as I've learned just about nutrition and health and as a woman, as a mom, and, you know, getting close to 50, like the fact that I can lift weights, like I'm going to keep doing that as long as I can, because I know what it does for me, you know, health wise.
Oh, and the day that you can't?
I can't even fathom that. And so
I'll never forget that. So my mind is going to this woman named Ernestine. And Ernestine is a lady I met about 10 years ago. I was doing a book tour, and I was in Maryland, and I believe she was in her 70s at that time. And I had some friends say, "Oh, you got to meet Ernestine. You got to meet Ernestine." And I see this lady from behind. They say, "Yeah, she's over there. I'm going to introduce you."
Yeah.
And I'm like, 70-something. That does not look like a 70-something. But I don't see her face.
Really?
All I see is she's in a dress, and the back was open.
Wow.
And so I go over, her husband's there. I get introduced to her. This woman was like amazing. She had the body of a fit 20-year-old.
Dang. So she has some great muscle.
Oh, I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That's awesome.
Fast forward 5 or 6 years later, I see her on Oprah. And
really?
Oprah's interviewing her. They're featuring her.
Yeah.
Because she got into bodybuilding in her 50s.
In her 50s.
In her 50s.
You see?
She didn't look the way she looks now. She was heavier. She was definitely going in a direction that wasn't promising.
That's awesome.
And got into bodybuilding. And then she did fitness shows.
That's amazing.
So what happens a lot of times when someone sees a woman like that, they go, "Oh, I could never do that." Because they're looking at the outcome of it.
Yes, they're looking at her, like not end result, but after years of doing something, right?
Right, or after someone's gone through the process.
Exactly.
And because like my daughter the other day said something to her little sister. It was amazing. So Felicity, who's 12, was talking to her sister who's almost 10.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this drawing. So my daughter, the young one, Faith, she's working on a drawing for me for Christmas. Okay. And she got sick, so it's a little delayed. And I said, "Sweetheart, how's the drawing going?" And so we were all just talking. She goes, "Well, I got to get it." I was like, "Hey, no rush." And then Felicity said, "She wants it now." And I go, "What do you mean she wants it now?" She goes, "She just wants to like it to be done now, where she needs to enjoy the journey of it." I was like,
how sweet.
Did you just say enjoy the process? She goes, "Yeah, the process is not." And then this is her talking. She goes, "Daddy, it's not just about when it's done. It's about all the things that lead up to when it's done."
Oh my goodness, so wise.
I was like, I need to have you on our podcast.
I know, right? She could teach us a few things.
Because if you can fall in love with the process, then like Ernestine, you'll live the outcome.
Yeah, you just keep doing it.
You just keep doing it. So Ernestine to me is a great example of what is available to all of us.
Yes.
And there's many people who are doing that.
Yeah.
However, the bottom line here.
What is the bottom line?
The bottom line, and where I would like to end. Actually, I want to read this.
All right, let's see.
This is my bottom line. It says, if you want to lose weight, implement the principles that we've talked about. Be wise and enlist the professional services of a personal trainer to learn how to perform resistance training to increase lean muscle mass, and opt for a nutrition or weight loss plan that nurtures your metabolism rather than damaging it. So get the BFI app, you guys.
Right.
Every time you hear me say Diet Free Life, that's living inside of this app.
Right.
And it's going to help you with your body composition.
Right.
And then I go on to wrap it up by saying many extremely low calorie diets and intermittent fasting. Okay, should I say that one more time?
One more.
Low calorie diets and intermittent fasting can result in muscle loss. Can result. Because there are some people who do intermittent fasting, mostly men, who look and appear very fit.
Right.
Low body fat percentage, got a lot of lean muscle mass. I have not seen that same outcome with the majority of women. And over 50, there's no room to deny your metabolism of food.
Yeah.
You don't want to take a chance.
Yeah.
And because of the hormonal differences between men and women.
Right.
And again, I'm just throwing it out there because I don't have a study to demonstrate. They haven't had people do randomized controlled trials on body composition with intermittent fasting,
right,
and eating regularly.
Right.
But in my personal observation, experience with clients, I have not seen anything positive when it comes to body composition for women,
right,
especially over the age of 50, who implement intermittent fasting.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
You want to feed and fuel your body.
For sure.
You want to stay hydrated. So all the things that we're talking about
Right.
are there to help you.
Just do them.
So remember where we started this show off at. We talked about the way you lost weight 20, 30, 40 years of age
Right.
is not how you're going to lose weight at 50, 60, 70 in your 80s.
Exactly.
It's not the same.
Nope.
It is not the same. Unfortunately, more women will do more damage that is almost very unlikely to reverse once you do it.
Right.
It's kind of like when you experience, like I tore my Achilles tendon when I was, I think, 28 years old.
Yeah.
When you look at my calf on my left side where I tore my Achilles, and you look at the calf on my right, they used to be the same size.
Right.
That atrophy that I experienced when I hurt my leg,
Right.
it never fully recovered.
Yeah. Let's see.
I mean, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
no, I get it. Yeah.
If we're talking about the importance of muscle mass,
Right.
if you eat in a way where you're losing that and you're over 50,
Yeah.
you know how hard it is to build muscle
it's
at
so
40
hard.
and in your 30s.
Yeah. It is so hard.
So when you lose that, it is so tough to get
Yes,
it back.
it really is.
And remember, it's the loss of muscle mass, not just getting rid of excess fat.
Right.
It's the loss of muscle mass. Because
Watching
there's a
both.
lot of heavier set people,
Yeah.
various ethnicities, who appear to be overweight, but have a good amount of lean muscle mass.
Right.
And their condition,
It's great.
they have
too.
strong cardio, all of that.
Yeah.
So they're actually walking around, they're a picture of health,
Exactly.
even though they don't look like it, because of how much lean muscle mass they
Right.
have.
And they know that because they are checking their
Yes.
body composition. That would be the only way.
And when you look at, like it's coming to mind, if you look at a woman who is, say, 55 years of age,
Right.
300 pounds, the doctor's not concerned about osteoporosis with her, because all that extra fat that she has on her body is weight that she has to walk around with.
Right. Just that load.
And it's that load
Right.
that's keeping her lean muscle mass up, which is contributing to good bone density.
Jeez.
But the Asian woman, I'm not picking on Asian, I'm just using it as an example, who's 105 pounds, who's 55, she's a prime candidate for osteoporosis because she doesn't lift weights.
Right.
And she's lost a lot of muscle. Not a good thing.
Was it Tofi?
Tofi. Then on the outside,
Fat on the
fat
inside.
on the inside. Hey, come on now. But anyway, so
No, that was
hopefully you
great.
guys, you got some ideas there. And
No.
I would 100% just say, do the best you can.
For sure.
Reach out to us if you need help. We'll do the best we can to help
Yeah,
guide you.
Definitely.
But at the end of the day, you know, you don't want to be a dumbass,
That's right.
because a dumbass learns about something that's real and they choose not to do it even though they know it would help.
That's right. You want to be a prosumer?
You want to be a prosumer, which is why people listen to podcasts, right?
Yeah.
They want the know. They want the knowledge. They want the
Yeah.
information.
They want to be educated
world has
and
changed,
empowered.
man.
They want to be empowered.
I think the big challenge to come is making sure the information you get is the correct information.
I mean, for sure.
Because we have, with all the YouTube experts out
Oh my
there,
gosh.
you got all these documentaries that come out. If you're not trained in a way to be able to
Right.
decipher what's real and what's not, you'll just jump on the next bus
Every time.
thinking it's going to take you to a certain city
Yeah.
or a certain outcome.
Yep.
But you wake up and you're in a whole different country.
Right. Speaking a different
That's
language. Like you're just looking for the next shiny thing, right? The little shiny thing to attach to.
Right. And
Yeah.
we're dedicated to helping you. And our way of maintaining quality control, Barbara,
Yeah.
is to make sure the prosumer, that every person listening to this who wants to optimize
Right.
their fat loss, their health, is monitoring and tracking their body fat percentage.
Yes.
Not the weight on the scale.
Yep.
Okay. Any last words you want to share? Encourage these women, because most of them are out there and they're trying to lose this weight and they
Yeah.
believe it's hormones, and they go to their doctor and they say it's hormones, they say it's your thyroid.
Yeah.
They send them all these different places, but these doctors are not saying, hey, I want you to lift weights 40 minutes twice a week.
I mean, I would say for women out there, if they feel intimidated or they don't know where to start, like, definitely, get the help of a personal trainer, even if it's just for a few sessions to get a good foundation set that you can go and start lifting. You won't. You will not regret it. I mean, I started seriously lifting weights at 40. I mean, and it's completely changed my body, and I love it. And I think that once women realize they do it consistently enough and they start seeing the benefits and how great they feel, it's just, there's no turning back. You just got to start. You got to start.
So I'm gonna close the show by sharing a quote by one of my dear friends. And he once said to me, Robert, or I actually heard him tell the group, we were both presenting at this conference, and he looked out at the crowd. He says, if you want to look good in your clothes, perform a lot of cardio. In clothes. Okay. If you want to look good naked, start lifting weights.
Heck yeah.
So that's Robert Ferguson, Barbara Kris, and Daniel Baldwin, thanking everybody for listening in. And until the next time, stay healthy.